Islamophobia has passed the test of just being a concept capable of generating anti-Muslim and anti-Islam hatred among the non-Muslims. It has grown up as an incorporated industry now, worth hundreds of millions of dollars with huge capability of proliferating new political ideologies, setting new destinies for the West, and creating innovatively designed reasons for occupation and usurpation of wealth in the Muslim world. Islamophobia Incorporated served the West within and across its borders. Within, right-wing hate mongers were exploiting Islamophobic discourses or thwarting liberal progressive approaches to take roots in the Western societies. And across their borders, it provided them with plenty of reasons to ingress into the Muslim lands and declare their lands and resources as of their last treasures. Historic prejudice on the basis of religious ideology got institutionalized after Iranian Revolution and dismantling of the US Embassy in Tehran, which turned into a multi-billion-dollar industry after the collapse of Twin Towers in New York in 2001. According to Pew Research Center, 59% of Americans had a favorable opinions of Muslims just 2 months before 9/11 catastrophe. However, hatred rose to new heights within months and hate crimes against Muslims increased by eye-popping 1,600%. Not only this, a mere 1 in 4 Americans expressed a positive opinion of Islam. 46%, according to a Pew Research poll, believed that Islam was more likely than other religions to encourage violence. Pew was not only an organization to notice an upward trend. ABC News released a report showing that 43% of Americans believed that Muslims had little respect for the people of other faiths in 2004. By 2005, nearly 6 in 10 Americans thought that Islam was a religion prone to violence. Half of the respondents held Muslims in low regard. In 5 years, the numbers had completely flipped. The same percentage of Americans that once viewed Islam in a positive light now held the exact opposite opinion. In 2010, ABC News and the Washington Post reported that the percentage of Americans with a favorable view of Islam was at its lowest points since October of 2001. A Time magazine survey conducted that year showed further evidence of growing prejudice. 28% of voters, the statistics revealed, did not believe that Muslims should be eligible to sit on the Supreme Court, and 1/3 felt that adherents of the faith should be prohibited from running for the president office. And the decline has gained impetus quite recently, which made it a political slogan to denigrate Islam and Muslims to win people's support for political motives, of which Donald Trump took a great advantage during his presidential campaign. Who are behind this Islamophobia Incorporated? Unlike most industries where products are manufactured under a corporate umbrella, the Islamophobia industry is different. It is more dynamic and flexible, with various moving parts that are not attached to one single branch. They legitimize the work of each other, which is a key feature of how they operate. The Islamophobia industry has harnessed the power of the internet to expand their small networks into national and international organizations. Often one small group that sprouts anti-Muslim hate speech grows over time and eventually spawns several spin-offs and function under the same or similar leadership. For instance, Stop Islamization of America, an Islamophobic activist group started by blogger Pamela Geller. This faction of agitators formed as an offshoot of their parent organization, Stop Islamization of Europe. The two organizations stirred anti-Muslim sentiment on their respective continents and announced a merger in 2011, founding Stop Islamization of Nations. Not only hate sentiments, but financial motives joined other groups in the network like Robert Spencer and David Horowitz. The American bloggers created an environment where one is expected to participate actively in Islamophobic discourses in order to receive a monthly paycheck, which is quite lucrative. There are hundreds of such employees of Islamophobia industries. working in the world in many spheres. Nakola Besle Nakola joined this campaign through his 14-minute trailer of Innocence of Muslims. It has been widely discussed that he was paid $500 million to produce a movie putting Muslims' Prophet ﷺ in dark light. The money was paid by and through the Zionists. Now, states and groups who intend to defame Islam and Muslims using innovative methods by employing such criminals provide them polemical stuff, money, and make them famous overnight. The yesterday's nobody becomes world fame instantly and pockets millions of dollars like Pamela Geller, Robert Spencer, and Nakola Besle Nakola, to name a few. However, the objectives achieved are huge, which the Islamophobic industries have been able to sell widely. These include, number one, young generation does not believe that Palestinians ever had any right of living in Palestine. Rather, they are usurpers and the land belongs to Israel and Israel only. Number two, Muslims are alien to the West and cause of all the problems and the wars in the world. 3. Islam is not a religion of peace but promote violence as all Muslims countries are home to violence. 4. Islam is static and unresponsive to new realities of life. 5. Islam has no common values with other religions of the world. 6. Islam is inferior to the West, barbaric, irrational, primitive, and sexist. 7. Islam is aggressive, threatening other, and supportive to terrorism. 8. Islam is a political ideology, used for political or military advantage only. 9. Islam is anti to democratic values, human rights, and women's rights. These are some of the products of Islamophobia industry, which is owned by those who take Islam and Muslims as their competitors and enemies in the world, who have clear designs of controlling economies of the Muslim world, usurping huge national resources in the Muslim countries, and like crusades, putting Muslims and their growth in control so that it should not be able to put their ideologies in problem. Dear viewers, thanks for watching our short videos and supporting our cause of putting the facts in perspectives.